Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, and I know it's late already. We are full on in our Wednesday, our hump day. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is currently retrograde. And so this is the planet of perception and the planet of our communication. And we are currently retrograde with Mercury. So Wednesdays are the day of perception and communication. How are you communicating your perception? And Wednesdays are all about that. And especially in a retrograde, this is a review. It's a looking again. So you are looking at old perceptions and seeing if you can come from a higher perspective. So when things are being revisited in a retrograde, it doesn't mean that you are regressing. It does not mean that you haven't done the work. It's always a deeper level, and you are coming from a higher level of perception. And can you communicate differently so that the outcomes are not the same? That's the whole point of retrogrades, and anything healed in a retrograde is permanent. So dig in, really give yourself permission to behave differently, move differently, see differently, and definitely communicate differently. So this is Wednesday. Now I do want to say, before I lose anyone on this recording, that Wednesday nights is my meditation class, and the owner of the studio has given me permission to allow my class to be taped live every week. So 7 p.m. I will go live. I'm still really new at the technology end of things, but I always have discussion before we do meditation, and it's different every week. It is a guided meditation, but I do a chit chat with the entire class first to see where everyone's at, what people need, and I allow spirit to guide the meditation. So if you want to join the chit chat, get on the live right at 7. If you want to be in the meditation, normally we talk, I can't even put like an average on it, because sometimes we talk for 10 minutes, sometimes we talk for like 40. But and it depends on how big the class is also. And then also what the planets are doing, because it really does affect everybody's experience. And Wednesdays, of course, being the day of perception, everyone wants to chime in and communicate. Ta-da! Anyhow, so if you are interested, it will be on IG right here live 7 p.m. because I do not have a large enough following to do YouTube live yet. And Facebook Live just is not as user-friendly as it is IG. So I will be doing that. And hopefully my phone will be charged enough, because I'm looking at the battery life right now. I'm like, dang. Okay, so anyhow, the messages from my altar today. So the Ascended Masters that I pulled, Horus. And so Horus talks about perspective, and he says, your thoughts are magnetic and powerful, and changes are occurring. But Horus truly is symbolically the all-seeing eye of consciousness. And so when they talked about the joining of Isis and Osiris and birthing Horus, and the coming of that will happen again. And it's not the Messiah, it will actually be the awakening of all of the collective. And that is downloads that I got as a psychic. So when Horus shows up, because I know that that is my path and my purpose, when Horus shows up for me, I really do take that as a pat on the back that I'm on track. And so I had a little, which felt intense. So it was a revisiting, not a regression. I'm not regressing, but a revisiting yesterday of some old energy into my space. And I really had to sit back and look at it. But I communicated differently. And accountability and integrity are not options with me. And so normally I would be more forgiving and softer in the way that I move through that. but I was more intense and communicated far more firmly yesterday, and it was right away met with defensiveness and ego. So I knew I did something right, and spirit revealed itself, and also the darkness. So I love that this showed up today, because this is saying, good job, Sherry. And so Haniel showed up again. And I actually spoke to my beautiful soul sister, Elisa, this morning. We didn't talk about Haniel, but she gifted me for my birthday a beautiful moon journal when she was here last weekend. So I will be looking through that, because I know she's showing up for a reason again. And then Thoth. So I am a writer. I am a poet. And Spirit has been telling me in my meditations to write more. And I've been really feeling driven to put my writing to music, like I had the most recent ones. And if you go on my highlights, there's some of my poetry there that I have put to music. And so I am feeling more inspired lately to write more. So I'm glad he showed up. And then the temptress, and I like this. So the temptress, when she shows up, she's saying, be careful, not everything is how it seems. That's the perception, right? But this also endows you with the keenness of discernment. And it's a reminder also that your discernment is keen, and you will know bullshit when you see it. So do not be tempted, but stay in your strength, in your power, and call it out. So if it quacks like a duck, and then it starts behaving like a duck, and then you look at it and say, I know that's a duck. Say you're a duck. The answers I need are coming. This is a total psychic card. So when I pull from this deck and I get this card, I'm like, whatever. This is like the universe's way of saying you're not allowed to know. And really all I was asking for is daily guidance anyway. But this is one of those cards that I tend to pull when I'm pulling for psychics. It's just like, it'll happen when it happens, and you'll see it because it's coming soon. It's like, whatever. And so the whale and orca elders, this is from the new deck that I got. And this was interesting because this talked about, and I always felt this way with horses, when you make eye contact with a horse, that they really are empathic and connected with you. And it was talking about the same with the whales, and that let the song of the whales teach us to also call in those who we should be surrounded with. So I like that. So the starry dreams is my sacred geometry that showed up today. And this talks about embodying my life path and to set the intention before sleep. And I do tend to travel whenever I sleep. I tend to astral travel a lot in my sleep and get downloads and commune. And so definitely we'll be watching for that. But the 5-pointed star also represents protection. So, and higher power. Higher power talks about dreams too, that I will be spoken to in meditation, in my dreams, and in those lucid states. And that is so true. So even when I'm working, I tend to be more spirit than human. And that is when my messages come through so clearly. And the stone today is reason. And this also talks about the dream state, that when you have dreams, sometimes they seem completely like out of this world, unattainable. But How Light helps you bring them into this realm by adding the ingredient of practicality to them. So like if you have a dream that you're flying, right, in the human form, you cannot run off the edge of a cliff, but How Light will show you how you can soar. And the culmination of today's spread, the Star Mother of Arrakis. I love this because this talks about like the tigress mother when her cubs scream out to her that she will tear through any matter in order to come to the aid of her child, her wailing child. And so the star mother of Arrakis actually talks about that. And it says, no matter how dark things become, that I will be filled with joy and light, with the inclination to dance, sing, and create art. So that's the writing that Thoth has shown up to help me do those things, and to dream, to continue dreaming, because dreaming is so important. Like, if you are dreaming, you're not dreaming big enough, and don't ever stop dreaming. And I underline this because I love this. I do tend to write in books because information crystallizes between the words for me, not in the words for me. So no bully shall prevail over me. No bully from within shall prevail either. No lies, deceit, or injustice shall temper your wild truths. And so this is also confirmation after yesterday's visit. And this also, it's an echoing of this card. And it says, be demanding and claiming love for yourself. And I will. So that's the culmination of today's spread. And again, if you are interested in joining my meditation class, I will be going live at 7 p.m. tonight. The first part, again, is the chit chat between everyone that's in the room, if you want to join that. And that's why I wanted to do it live, so it can be interactive. So if anyone has questions and wants to add to the conversation, I would love for you to join that. And the second portion of the class is meditation. So I hope to see you there. That's 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're actually in Mountain Time, but we're in that weird spot that we don't change. So right now it's really Pacific Standard Time. So like right now it is 6 before 5. So in 2 hours I'll be going live. So if you're interested in joining that class, I hope to see you. So thank you for sharing your most valuable commodity with me, your time and your energy. I appreciate you. Thank you. And hello to you too, Cotton 241. And I am sorry for any disharmony that I myself have created. Please forgive me. And thank you for this opportunity. I love you.